So sit back and relax. It's showtime. Welcome to the Positive Side. I'm your host, Roy Garibaldi, along with my little brother here, Gibby. And I can tell you there's nothing better than going to a ball game. But Gibby, when we look back at the Arizona Diamondbacks in spring training, quite honestly, there was a lot of fans that were very impatient because they were at the bottom of the standings. They weren't winning games, but Kirk Gibson had something in mind. Let's be patient and let's get to know who these young kids are.
You know, here's the one thing. We didn't know who these players were, and when they told us Ian Kennedy was going to be the starter, we looked at each other and thought, this is your ace? He's got to go against the freak over in San Francisco,
Absolutely.
Kershaw in LA. I mean, these are guys who we had no idea. They weren't tested or approved yet. I mean, Upton got left right field named after him, but did we really think Upton was going to take it up a notch? But here's what we knew. You had Kirk Gibson, Alan Trammell, Don Baylor, Eric Young. Who are these guys? These are all winners, and we knew if the players listened to them, that was going to be the key to the season.
Well, to look at Ian Kennedy back at Christmas time when they were out here giving shoes away to all the kids, I'm like, who is this guy? And he sure has proven to be a winner, that's for sure. But you know, Gibby and I, we've got some gray hair now. And back in 2001, when the Arizona Diamondbacks shocked the New York Yankees, they didn't have gray hair either. But it's amazing all the memories that take us back 10 years ago to the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't think any of us had gray hairs. But you know what's funny is we caught up to some of the players, and man, some of those guys are sporting a little white hair too.
They're calling this a 10-year reunion, but to you guys, it's almost like a high school 10-year reunion. How much fun you guys are having just being around each other?
It's been great. You know, fortunately, I do the fantasy camps in the wintertime, and a lot of us we get to see each other once a year, which is helpful. But there's some guys that don't do it, like Elby Lopez or Danny Bautista, some guys I haven't seen in 9-10 years. So it's good to see those guys, and we get together, it's like we haven't missed a beat. We're still giving each other a hard time, and you know, it's like being in the clubhouse again.
You know, that's what's so unique about our team. When we get together, it's almost like we rebond so fast. It's almost like it was yesterday, and it was a special group of guys, and you don't really find that too much. I was able to play 18 years in the major leagues, and this was truly a unique group of players.
Somehow, you put the chemistry together. Do you look back now and say, wow, that was a group of characters?
Well, it was a group of characters. I knew that going in, but it was a group of characters that knew how to play the game, and they knew how to play it the right way. The hardest part for me was very early on in the season to get the veterans to buy into the idea of not playing every day. With Matty and Jay and Tony and Finns, we had guys, Gracie, that, you know, we're getting up there in years. That's everybody knocked us in spring training. They said we were too old to win. So with that in mind, we knew we wanted to give the veterans some time off. We had a great bench with Counsell and DeLucci and Durazo and Colbran, and it just seemed like whoever we ran out there on a given day, we were still winning ball games. And that made it easier for the veterans to accept sitting next to me one night and being the secret weapon late in the game, and then knowing they were going to be right back in there the next day. So once everybody realized that everybody's going to be a part of this, that's when it really took off.
Somehow you found a way to convince these guys with Bob Brenly, look, if you guys play as one, we can win the whole thing.
Well, you know, we had a plan that we scrapped after 1 year, and we were going to build like the Rockies with a slow process, and we made a decision to go for it. And, you know, a lot of teams have plans to go for it, and it doesn't happen. But we went for pitching, as you know, and when you add Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling and a few others together, and we had some seasoned professionals, pros who had been around, like Gonzalez and Williams and Bell and so forth, Mark Grace. It was a great group of guys, and they knew how to win. They loved being together, and you know, that's part of winning in any sport, and that is you've got to have camaraderie, and boy, did we have it.
Jerry was really the guy that put it all together, and I'll be forever thankful to him for allowing me to come here. But you know, I now own my own company, and a lot of what I do from an approach perspective from building this company is stuff that I learned from Jerry, and he's someone I'll always treasure as a friend, and someone I'm very proud to have been able to do what we did while we were here for him.
You were a big fan favorite here because you hustled. That was one reason why Jerry Colangelo believed in you. He also believed in a way that he could bring a title to this city, and he sure did it.
He did. I mean, he had a vision. He was like one of us in the clubhouse. He played sports. he knew what we were going through, and he gave us every opportunity to be successful out here on the field. By putting the right guys in the clubhouse, the right coaching staff in place, and it was just a perfect storm that year. And I mean, when you have the two-headed monster of Schilling and Johnson leading your rotation, and we had a solid staff through and through, but when you have those two guys like that, you get to the playoffs. We created some nice magic that year.
A team that believed in each other. I mean, we had young guys, but mainly it was a veteran team. We came in to win. We knew how to win. Could we put it all together? And luckily, I mean, I always tell people we had Kurt and Randy. I mean, those two guys carried. They won 47% of our games that year, so that was very big. But a whole group of veteran guys that wanted to win, and I think even us, after we did win, we're surprised that it really happened.
Everybody between the white lines did everything we were supposed to do. It wasn't, people are going to get the accolades, that's great, but it took 25 guys in between two white lines to get it done.
You never looked at yourself as a hero because you guys were really one unit, one big team.
Yeah, we were a great bunch of guys. We got along well together in the clubhouse and on the field. We knew what we had to do to go out there and play hard. We had a couple bumps in the road throughout the season, but at the same time, when it all counted for us to come down at the end, it was fun. It was an exciting time here in Arizona.
Reg, what do you remember most about that event?
About
the World Series itself.
The World Series. For me, I mean, it was just the completion of a great season. When you get to that particular point, just the up and down of adversity and good times and all that, but the ability to be able to win that and the way we won it and through all the adversity, and was just a tremendous outcome for all of us.
The Diamondbacks have won the World Series.
This look back at the 2001 World Series champions has been brought to you by R&S Mattress, featuring Tuck Me In, where R&S Mattress is looking for some needy children to make a difference and give them the bedding they need for a good night's sleep.
Right now, every pitch, every out, every hit, every fan, every win, every game matters. Don't miss your Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League Division Series. D-backs postseason tickets are on sale now. Visit dbacks.com/postseason.
Welcome back to The Positive Side. We want to see you out here at Chase Field. There's many ways that you can do it. You can do it by calling our box office, 602-514-8400. You can come down in person to the box office here at the ticket windows. You can do it online at dbacks.com or through social media. We're on both Twitter at @dbacks or on Facebook as well. Hope to see you out here.
Wow, I can't believe that it's been 10 years. And you know what? If you look at some of these players, it looks like they can still play today. But one thing is for sure, when we talk to them, the one word they use most often is surreal.
Take us back, Greg, to that final night where I don't think anybody will disagree with this. It was very surreal.
It was. I mean, it still is. I mean, until we see it tonight or you see it on video replay, it's just something that seemed like never happened. You're down there and you're in Game 7 of a World Series. You're winning, you're losing, you're winning, you're losing. I mean, it was just back and forth, such a roller coaster trip. And then to come out on top and it still doesn't hit. I mean, even like I said tonight, we'll see videos and stuff and realize what we really did accomplish that night.
It was surreal. I mean, first of all, the whole ninth inning took like 9 minutes. I mean, we were pinch runners and pinch hitters, and the ball was flying all over the infield. And before I knew it, the bases were loaded, and Gonzo was coming up to the plate. And my scorecard was a mess by this point, trying to figure out who was going to be where. And I turned to Bob Melvin right before the last pitch, and I said, "Do we have enough players to cover all the positions if we stay tied?" And just about then, Mariano Rivera delivered the pitch. Gonzo got the base hit. I threw my card on the ground and ran and celebrated. But right up until that last pitch, we were still trying to grind and figure out what we were going to do in extra innings.
I get asked that all the time, what it was like, what it felt like. You can't explain it. It's one of those things where everybody has to experience it themselves. And I can still remember running from here to home plate after Jay scored the run, and I was like high-stepping like Herschel Walker. It was like one of those just beautiful feelings that you can't describe. And it's like when you've been to one World Series, after you experience that, you can't wait to get back to another one. So it was great.
I don't think we were shocked. It's just, we felt like we were never out of anything. Whether it's game 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it didn't matter. Just we had what I don't see a lot of. We had a lot of veterans that believed in knowing how to play the game and know that it runs in cycles. And when you believe that, things happen for a reason.
How do you feel after winning a World Series and how it changed your life?
Well, I mean, a lot of guys on that team 10 years ago have played a lot of years in the big leagues and never won the World Series or even been to a World Series. I had a luxury of being to one. I know Todd Stottlemyre had won one when he was in Toronto, but nobody else has really been in a World Series. So you felt a lot of pressure to win it. And once we won it, I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. I feel like a lot of pressure is taken off of in your baseball career. It was just an incredible, exciting moment for the city, along with the players, everybody. And to be able to come back now 10 years later, and it seems like a snap of the fingers, kind of celebrate that. It's been a great weekend so far.
How much does a World Series title change how you feel about what you've accomplished in your career?
Yeah, right afterwards, it doesn't really sink in. But after 10 years, it's like, or you watch a World Series on a TV, you're like, I've been there and I experienced that. I know what those guys are going through, and it's, it's just I was really fortunate enough to belong to that team and be a member of the team and those guys that we were with. It was a special team.
That's something that it will never be taken away. Just like a college degree, never be taken away. You've earned it. You can not have your legs, your arms, or whatever, but the thing you have is you got the college degree and you got a World Series ring, and there's a lot of Hall of Famers that don't have a World Series ring. So when you put it in that perspective, man, you're one of the elite, and regardless of if you're a big name player or you're a small time, if you have a ring, if you're on that 0-1 title team, you're a champion.
I tell you what, there was nothing that could have happened better for the state as well as the city, and hopefully what happens in the near future, we get another one. I think it's going to be just a matter of time.
This 10-year World Series reunion has been brought to you by Burns Pest Elimination. That's right, I said eliminating. They're not controlling, they're eliminating those pesky pests with your satisfaction guaranteed.